All right, Cancer, hi and welcome to your reading for 2023. Now we are going to start off by taking a look at what was the karmic lesson for 2022, because 2022 was a very, very challenging year. So why did your soul choose to, to have that experience? Let's see what the lessons were there, what were the karmic benefits, and then we're going to see what is happening for you going forward, so projecting forward in the year. And then we're going to draw some more tarot cards to see what it is that you can look forward to in this year. We're going to draw one for love, one for career, one for finances, because those are usually the three sort of things that are the most, things on the forefront of your mind. We're going to clarify that. And then you want to stick around till the very end of this reading, because at the end of the reading, we are going to see what it is that the universe would like to sort of bring to your attention that you want to look out for, for the year 2023. As human beings, we always have that experience to say, oh, I wish I knew this, or I wish I knew that. And this is really going to be about sort of like, what it is that you need to know so that you don't really need to make that mistake. And then obviously, lastly, we all have something that we're looking forward to for the year that is coming. Something that you wish in your heart, something that you desire. It could be love, it could be finance, career, confidence, health, whatever it is. I'm going to end off by drawing a message from your angels for that. So while you are listening to this reading, I want you to really meditate on that question, what it may be for you, and then we draw the card for you at the end of the reading. I would also like to say thank you so very much for all of you who have been supporting me throughout this year. This has been sorry about that airplane. That has been a very, very challenging year for so many of us. There were times when I myself just went like, oh, so thank you so much for your support. It really, really means a lot. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments, your subscriptions. Thank you so very, very much. And if it's your first time here, I'd like to welcome you, and I hope that you will take the journey with me into 2023. All right, so let's see what it is that we have for you, Cancer. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Adrian Nelson. I am a psychic tarot reader and coach. I've also got a link to a couple of courses down below in the description. So this is quite beautiful for your Cancer existence here from the OSHO Zen Tarot deck. And this is the focus on what was the lesson for all the things that were happening for you in 2022. And what I'm picking up here for your Cancers is really, there is a sense of almost needing or needed rather, in this year to almost get a sense of calm around you. It feels like there was too many energies floating about you, not necessarily negative energies, all of them, but when we feel very heavy on the inside, then it's almost like putting food coloring in water. That energy that we feel on the inside, that overwhelm, that sense of feeling almost like depleted, and disappointed and hurt and overwhelmed and all of those type of things, it starts to affect the energy around us, and it can start turning light into dark. It starts to infiltrate it. Because remember, Cancer, you are that beautiful, beautiful natural empath. You are that person who feels all emotions, your emotions, other people's emotions. I mean, I'm pretty sure you would have had the experience. And yes, this is a general reading, so I want you to take it as it resonates. And this might be for your Cancer sun, moon, ascending. But the thing is that, you can walk into a space and you pick up an energy, and I'm pretty sure that has happened a lot for you. So this has been a very, very overwhelming year. And I feel the biggest lesson that you needed to learn in 2022 was sort of like that art of doing nothing. It was, it's almost like you lost yourself quite a lot, in everything that was happening. Which does make perfect sense, because we had the pandemic and there was all the associated fears that were going around with that. So all in all, for you, 2022, it would have had its highlights, but I feel that it was pretty hell for you, actually. You may feel that a lot of desires that you had for your heart didn't work out in this year that has passed. And the reason why that really was is because I feel the biggest mission of your soul for 2022 was really, for you, Cancer, it was really about bringing it all back, bringing it all home. Maybe even becoming a little bit what the world might call selfish. I feel you've been giving too much to others. There's nothing wrong with giving, but I feel that you've been giving too much to others, that it became completely sort of depleting to you. And so you had to learn that lesson of really centering yourself, so that you can actually enjoy your own life. And also the wonderful magical thing about becoming centered is that we have more to give to others. And a lot of times we learn this lesson through, especially for you, because you've got such a giving heart, we learn it through disappointments and hurts and pains and fears and all those type of things. But all in all, I want you to really reflect back on this year and to really see how far you've come in this year, and to celebrate those small little things that have happened for you. Because when we look at the small little things, accumulatively, we sometimes say like, I've come really, really far. So when you are done with this reading, I want you to maybe take a piece of paper, like a pen and paper or pencil and paper, or like your PC, phone, iPad, tablet, whatever, and just make some notes. The little things in this year that did actually go right for you, and you will see that there's a lot of things. And if you really look at it, you will see that there was almost like a central theme over there, which was all about bringing it back home for you again, Cancer. Okay. So what is it that, what is the mission, what is the vision of your soul in this year going forward? And if I show you this card, you're going to be like, what? The Three of Swords, and it says sorrow. So the Three of Swords, remember in traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the Three of Swords is all about you have healed, you have overcome, your heart is healed. So I feel that in 2023, you will get to see, it's almost like there's a lot of past things that are revisiting you, and I want you to hear me on this. So even though there's things that are coming back again, things that you've already dealt with in 2022, in 2023, there are some situations and circumstances that are coming back, but they are coming back to show you how far you have come. So let's, for example, say that you were dealing with somebody in a love connection, in a relationship, be this, that it was romantic, maybe it was a family member, a friend, a sibling, a close loved one. And, maybe things were up in the air there for a while. And then, maybe towards the end of this year, you're tied up to knots. And so what happens when it coming back next year, it doesn't mean that it comes back in the full velocity, that you have to have that horrible experience again. What really happens is that, say, for example, you were dealing with someone, and let's say, for example, it was a love connection. You maybe get to see that person again, but you kind of get that confirmation how letting them go was actually the best thing to do, how it was in the best interest of both of you. Okay, literally, again, taking it back to that art of doing nothing, or rather, like having had to learn the art of doing nothing, because when you do nothing, it's actually the art of non-resistance. But we can only really do nothing, so to speak, once we have forgiven a situation, once we have forgiven a person, once we have moved on. And I can see for many of you, you have. So remember, even if the same sort of situation, circumstances come back again, because you have changed so much, you don't experience it in the same way. So I don't want you to be afraid of that. It's almost like very positive confirmations that are coming back for you. Okay. So let's look at love, finances, and career for you in this year coming up. So drawing a card for each, and then we're gonna clarify for you. So for love, we've got two cards, career and finances. All right, so for love, we've got two cards in reverse. We've got the Nine of Wands in reverse, and we've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And this is really, really good news, and I do speak in my tarot coaching about reverse cards, because a lot of times people feel that if a card's in reverse, they go like, oh my goodness, calamity, this is the worst thing. But not necessarily, and I would say more often than not, it could actually be a positive thing, as it definitely is in this case, beautiful Cancers. Because especially with that, I love this combination of this Nine of Wands and this Knight of Pentacles in reverse, because what this is telling me is that there was definitely a hurt, there was a pain, there was a big emotional, in relation to love, sort of pain, sort of obstacle, that had to be overcome here. There was a very powerful lesson I feel that you needed to learn here in 2022, especially pertaining to love. There might be someone that you were holding on to that were, it was better to let go of that person, it was better to let go of that energy, just because your karmic sort of lessons were done. And, a lot of times when we hold on to a situation, and the cycle period is done, like, all the sand is sort of like flow through the hourglass. When we hold on, even if it's from the best of intentions, it really just hurts to a lot of hurt and a lot of pain, because it's like, that energy isn't sort of like suited to where you are at the moment. It shouldn't be there. So I can see that you've dealt with quite a big blow when it came to emotions, quite a big pain when it came to emotions. I can also see that for many of you, there was a hesitation to move on. And even move on to a person, to an energy that really is in your best interest. I can see that you took a very big risk here on love. I can see that you initiated something with someone. We're going to see when we clarify, how that is happening going forward, because it does seem to be still hanging a little bit in the air at the moment. And when I say hanging in the air, what I really mean, there's a lot of air traffic today, by the way. When I say hanging in the air, what I really mean is that I feel that you may have released a certain energy and moving on to a new energy, but it doesn't seem like it's fully defined yet, especially with the new energy. So we're going to have to take a look at that when we get there for you. Okay, so love, and then career. Career, we've got the Hanged Man. So for a lot of you, you may have worked really, really hard, to on your career. I can see that you've put a lot into it. And in 2023, that saying, like, you're sort of like the biblical saying, what you sow, you will reap. So I feel that you've been doing a lot of sowing in 2022. You've been investing a lot in 2022 in your career, refining your art, maybe studying, whatever it is. You've really invested a lot. And I feel that for many of you, even though there were successes, again, I would like to encourage you to actually go back and to sort of like reflect on all the successes that you had, because sometimes we realize that we have had a lot more success than we actually initially realized, until you actually look at it. Sorry, I was just listening to the dogs, but I think they're just fighting with each other, like playing. And so now you're coming into the time where you are, reaping the rewards of that, of everything that you have done for your career in 2022. Okay. Looking at finances, you've got a page of wands. This is a year that I feel there are many guys. Close the door, boys. Guys, sorry. Guys! Never listen. So this is a period really going into 2023 where I see you with finances. There's new ideas that are coming up. These ideas may have started for you as well, but there's very dynamic ideas that are coming up. And what I love about this, what I love so much about this, is that these are ideas that are really coming from your soul, coming from your emotions. It's not sort of like I must do this, but like, getting very frustrated. It's like I'm doing this because it's coming from my heart. It's coming from a point of truth and authenticity, which is really the best way to go about life, especially for you. Because remember, you are this beautiful emotional being. And whilst a lot of people often see or view emotions as weakness, when you really get to the point where you get to see how beneficial they can be, what a strength they are, they really get to serve you in abundantly positive ways. Okay, so let's clarify. So we're going to clarify with that love energy, because that love energy for 23 is looking so good for you. 7 of Wands, 4 of Cups, and the 5 of Pentacles. So let's see what it is that we have over here for you. Okay, so this is definitely a space where I feel that 2022, when it came to love, there may have been some beautiful moments, but I get that overall, it just generally, in many ways, it's sort of more like sucked. It was more like a cleanup energy for you. But also for a lot of you, it's like you've lost a lot of your strength throughout your lifetime, so you may have had to deal with a lot of childhood traumas during this year. You may have had to deal with a lot of pain, a lot of unhealed patterns, a lot of cycles where the cycle was done but that loop wasn't yet closed. maybe hoping that something will work out with someone, hesitant to let them go. So I see a lot of things that were sort of like, as I said earlier on, sort of very up in the air when it comes to, to finding that special love in 2022. And even if you found that person, I feel that what you really needed to do is you needed to really find that inner strength within yourself. And this is really predominantly what 2022 was about for you. It was really about finding the strength within yourself. It was about making peace with yourself. It was about forgiving. And in order to really forgive, in order to really understand what our yeses are in life, you need to understand what your no's are. You can't just forgive if you don't exactly know what it is that you're forgiving, because then you can sort of have those things coming back again. So for many of you, it really was a period of letting all of that go, but also cultivating something beautiful and something new and a lot of power and a lot of strength, personal power for yourself. Where a lot of times in life, sometimes we wishing and hoping and desiring that other people will approve of ourselves. This was a year that you really had to work on your own approval, on balancing your sacral chakra. And if you're not familiar with the sacral chakra, please do go and look it up. There's lots of information about it on YouTube, on Google. It is SACRAL chakra, sacral chakra. It's all about your personal energy. So I see that you are showing up so powerfully in 2023, when it comes to love. I mean, you are freaking sexy. You're becoming that very unmistakable force that everybody wants to look at. There are definitely some love offers coming in for you, or it could be that maybe you let somebody know how you feel, or you just had a beautiful feeling towards you, and they are offering a cup of love. I do see that there's some hesitation for you though, and you want to look out for that, where you may say, you know what, this is such a nice offer, but I'm working on my career and I'm working on my life and I just got my strength back now. That is why you are attracting the beautiful love. So, think twice before you sort of just, discard it and let it go, because it might be the perfect love coming up for you. And there are still some fears there with the Five of Pentacles around love, but this new connection is coming in for you to heal from those patterns. And that is predominantly why it is here. So, don't just sort of like turn it away and say, no, I'm going to be up into love now, because 2023 is the ideal time for you to open the door. Remember, you can only experience a beautiful experience of love if you open your heart to it. That is really the ultimate foundational requirement. You can meet the best person, the situations can be perfect, but if you close off your heart, then it really can't happen for you. Okay? So don't close off your heart, because I feel that there's great promise for love here. Let's draw you another card for that. Let's draw you one more card for that. The Magician. You can create something magical with someone this year. This is your magical year. This is your magical year. Okay? Let's look at career. Career had 3 cards falling out. 4 of Pentacles. That's a very good card for career. Ace of Cups, and also the Knight of Pentacles. And this really brings me to something which is so important when we look at tarot. Tarot, it really speaks about your energy. So whether you are looking for love or finances or health, or it doesn't really matter what it is that you're looking for, your energy determines how possible or challenging, or not really impossible, but how challenging it is for you, or how easy it is for you. So even here, so you got the 4 of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. I think I already said that. But so the 4 of Pentacles is all about balance. Force is about balance. So when it comes to your career, again, there's beautiful balance coming about. If you've been working really, really hard and you didn't feel that you were reaping those rewards, time off, confidence, feeling that you're at least going somewhere. Because I feel that for many of you, you've been living very sort of like, hand to mouth. Very sort of like doubting yourself. Am I doing the right thing? Should I go in a different direction? So that is really balancing. And it's balancing especially in the sense that there is beautiful money coming in. Ka-ching. You can look forward to a very nicely plump sort of wallet in 2023. And again, that is because of the opening of the heart. So the opening of the heart is very important to you. So don't just open your heart to love, open your heart to money, open your heart to feeling like your job, your career, what I mean, we spend so much time in our, in our career. So really open your heart to the idea that only the best is coming. And I want to encourage you to really place your hand on your heart, take a nice deep breath, and from your heart vibrate that energy outwards and use this mantra, saying to yourself, I'm worthy of success, I'm worthy of the money, I'm worthy of the good things. All right, that is affirming to the universe, yes, I've heard this message and I'm opening my heart to it. Because tarot is just a probability, but this is you saying, I've heard the probability and I'm opening my heart to it. King of Pentacles, money, 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 money. But this is also great because I feel that a lot of you, especially in this 2022 year, there's a lot of growth, a substantial growth that has taken place for you. And it was about your heart healing. It's about, your really getting in that balanced, beautiful attunement with what your worth is and what your value is. And I can see that has been happening for you as well, which is amazing. And that is why the love is coming, and that is why the money is coming, because it's the understanding that you are worthy of it, and because your personal relationship with yourself has so vastly improved over this year, that is why the goodies are coming your way as well. Okay, all right, let's look at finance specifically. So love is looking great, career is looking great, and I think money is looking great as well, because we already had that. So you got the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles. You are in for a freaking good year. You are in for a freaking good year. Look at this, Queen of Wands and the Ace of Wands. So this is, Queen of Wands and the Ace of Wands. So, even with love, I feel that you are, this love that is coming in is very, very powerful, because, for you, Cancer, you are at your ultimate best when you find love. When you have that beautiful love, and that is coming in for you. Let's affirm that. Yes. That is coming in for you. Opening your heart, mind, and soul to that. Now you are naturally very psychic as well. You might not call yourself psychic, but you got good intuitive, good gut. You will say, I just think something, I just feel something, I just know something. That's intuition. That is vastly improving in 2023, and it might have already started happening for you, because all of that healing that you needed to do, those were sort of like those obstacles that were blocking of your, your psychic flow. And because those have been healed, there's a free flow. It's like a river where the debris has been removed. And again, with money, Six of Pentacles, Six is the energy. Six is the energy of love. It is the energy of miracles. You turn 6 around, it becomes 9. So there is, there's great improvements with money. So remember, we are clarifying this Page of Wands. So because you are having these epiphanies, ideas, inspirations, motivations, drive, from a point of love, from a point of confidence, from a point of knowing who you are, understanding your worth, understanding your value, and that is beautifully expanding going to 2023. Because of all of that, money comes to you quite easily and quite naturally, because you're becoming that natural magnet for it. Okay, now this is all really, really great, really, really beautiful, so amazing, Cancer. Now we want to look out and see what are some of the things that might sort of mess this up a little bit for you. So we want to be aware of those things. What is it that you want to look out for, so that you don't have to go through unnecessary, unpleasant experiences throughout this year. All right, so we got the Seven of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the King of Cups. Do not be closed off to marriage. Do not be closed off to high-level commitment. Do not be closed off to welcoming new people into your life. Now, I know that, obviously depending on what else is happening in your chart, and if you're not familiar with your chart, beautiful Cancer, do take a look down below in the description. There's a link that says free natal chart. Really do yourself a favor and do check it out. It gives you a lot of valuable information. But, you are really coming out of the dark during this year. This 2023, there are new things that are coming up, which might be challenging at first, which might be scary at first, because I feel that you're coming out of a very extended, dark, overwhelming, heavy, sort of period, So there will be that sort of almost natural impulse to revert back to previous patterns. So I would say maybe, really keep a diary, keep a journal rather, is what I meant to say, of how far you have come. Of all the progress that you have made. I was looking up if I could find it, but it's a little bit at the back, so I'm not going to get it for you now. But I have had a journal for just over 5 years now. And, when I really feel down in the dumps, I look at it and I see, oh, look at what I was challenged by a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And I realize how far I have come. Lots of reasons to celebrate for you coming over here. Beautiful people coming into your life. So don't close your energy off to that. All right. And you might even want to, be a little bit more social than you've been before. I'm not saying that you should be all social, but, maybe join something. Join a chess club or a golf club or a knitting club or a book club or a baking club or any sort of club, Sorry. As long as it's something, some sort of community, a spiritual community, whatever it really is, that gives you happiness and joy and allows you to connect with like-minded people. Whether it's in person, whether it's online, but some physical interaction, that will do you really, really well, as opposed to completely just being an island, because remember, nobody's an island, all right? Show people who you are a little bit more. The world needs that natural sort of beauty that you are, okay? Now remember, we said we are going to open ourselves to a direct question at the end of your reading from your angel. So again, I want you to maybe take a nice deep breath. And as you blow out, just release all resistance, all fears, all worries, all concerns. Just the what, not the how. Okay? Why do you want it? What is that one thing that you would really like to have in 2023, Cancer? And let's see what the angels have got to say for you about that. Don't be afraid for the answer. This is all just here to guide you. This card's presenting itself. And look at what is the message coming through. Communicate clearly. Now, Cancer, the thing that can happen for you sometimes is that you can sort of sidestep things. You will go this way, you will go that way, you will hold out the bird, you will try to jump over, under, around, all those type of things instead of the direct approach. And you might want to work this year on communicating very clearly how it is that you feel. Even if you can't do it all at once, maybe in little bits. Don't sort of, hold yourself back and say, okay, I'm not going to let them see who I am and that sort of things. Really open yourself this year. Let people know how you feel. If you can't say it in words, because it can be challenging sometimes, maybe write it down. And also remember, and this is a big one to remember, Cancer, especially for you, is just because you put across your point of view and you're doing so clearly, doesn't mean that you're attacking anybody, all right? And you even want to really maybe open yourself to the idea of what is it that I want to say and how is it that I want other people to hear it. And, if you maybe been thinking of studying anything, something like NLP, for example, can be really, really great for you, because it's all about what is it that I'm meaning to communicate and how does the other person hear it. You might want to study something like numerology or astrology, or maybe take one of my courses. There's links for it in the description. All those type of things that just really help you to communicate better to others. But remember, in order to do so, it is important for you to also remain honest with yourself, because you want to communicate honestly with yourself first about how it is that you feel, allowing yourself to feel the way that it is that you want to feel. A lot of times we say to ourselves, I shouldn't feel that way. I shouldn't be like this. I shouldn't be like that. But you know what? Our emotions, and you've got such a beautiful, natural, relationship with emotions. Emotions are our natural GPS in this life. And when we honor them, they can really, really guide us on a very prosperous path. And it can also prevent us from having a lot of pain and a lot of heartache that we really don't need to have. Okay. So that's what I got for you, beautiful Cancers. I hope that helps. I look forward to hearing your comments. I hope that you have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful 2023. I hope it's filled with many amazing reasons for your heart to just smile. Really just smile. From my heart, namaste, love and light. I'll see you next time. Bye.